Hello, Jess Too Good here, and today we're taking a look at the LEGO Ninjago Empire Temple of Madness set, which has a total of 6 minifigures, 810 pieces, and retails for $80 in the United States, where it releases January 1st. This was sent to me by LEGO, but all opinions in this video are my own. And we'll start out with the villains, because that's probably the more interesting batch of this set in particular. This one is Unagami. I hope I'm saying that right, but his design uses some new pieces, like this hair piece with the ponytail at the end. This actually does have a pole connection there, so if you want a minifigure to hold on to that, that's a possibility, even though I don't know what you would do with that. He has a staff and a pretty angry look. Strip him down by removing that really cool armor piece and this new beard piece, and you could take a look at the minifigure underneath, which does have a pretty darn cool design. I like the printing on the torso and legs especially, which even continues to the back of that newer dress piece, and he does have an alternate face. Which that design reminds me of Darth Maul. Also, there's dishes at the bottom. I'm not entirely sure why, but that's just part of the official minifigure. As for the red visor figure, this design has a pretty cool color scheme to it with the black and the bright bluish green and red. Also matches the Temple of Madness, which we'll get to those colors in a bit. But I like the torso printing and leg printing, even if he's not super hard to get, as he does come in quite a few of the cheaper sets. You can see this face print underneath, as well as an alternate face, which has more of that bright bluish green. And it's nice to get the unprinted black shield once again, as well as a blaster. And here's Red Visor decked out with that avatar name at the back. All the villains use the same avatar piece. If you don't know how it works, basically it just connects to a pole connection, and it has a receiving hole there. Also, that pole connection connects to the armor piece. So the armor piece not only doubles as a sword holder, but a part to have that avatar piece sticking out. This minifigure is Tsushimi, and he's the only exclusive minifigure of this set. I like that new coloring for the bald head and bandana combo. I also like the red and white color scheme on him in general, with those more digital looking stains on his torso and legs. He also uses the meat cleaver piece twice, which is a cool piece to get, even though it's becoming more and more common. And Tsushimi has an avatar piece as well, again just connecting onto that sword holder piece, which the sword holder holds 2 red katana. And this little guy is a cute build. I don't know if he's a figure or not. I don't even know his name. It doesn't say it on the box. But it's adorable with a printed 2x2 circular tile at the front and arms that you can move from left to right. Next, we have our first of the heroes, which is Digilloid. This design has some nice updates to it from previous Lloyd designs, though it is a figure that comes in a lot of the cheaper sets, so it's nothing too hard to get. This design has a pretty interesting new mask piece, which underneath you can see there's even a visor design for his face. And as an alternate face, we just have a generic Lloyd smiling face. At least it's a switch up from that other Ninjago movie one that they use so often. Also for the controller design here, it's a handlebar piece that acts as the handle for a weapon. You'll see that 2 more times in this set. And Lloyd also has that avatar piece attached at the back. Next, we have Digicol. While this design doesn't come in Arcade Pod, it does come in quite a few of the smaller sets, including the $10 Junior set, so it's not really a hard-to-find design. His scythe uses that game controller piece once again, with this neon green end, and that comes in a little baggie separate from the rest of the bags in the set. There is a face printing underneath, and if you look at his alternate face, he looks a lot more happy, and that goes well with the mask on too. And here is Cole all decked out with that avatar piece attached. And finally, for DigiJ, this does come in an arcade pod, so it's especially easy to get, but still it comes in a lot of cheaper sets as well. I do like his nunchuck design here, which uses the short chain piece and a translucent neon green. You can see the end there. Also the controller piece, once again at the base. His face printing underneath does have a visor as well, and he has an alternate expression, which is a pretty cocky, confident look. That's pretty cool. And here's Jay with that avatar piece attached at the back, which also holds the same color swords as all of his ninja friends. This set is a tall boy of a build. I mean, there's a lot going on here for an $80 set, which kind of makes sense. But we'll take a look at it starting at the front ground floor. And this is the start of the level, as the 2x3 sign says. There's these 2 katanas, as they call them, at the bottom, and this supposedly unlocks the level. This purple one, I believe, is a little bit harder to get than this green one, both of which are not exclusive to the set. Also, some nice bright bluish green is mixed with red in this set. Then the ninja would have to take this little pathway, which is a stickered piece, to this area where Unagami is on his throne. But you can't access it until you put the Kitana at the top of the temple. So we got to get there. How do we get there? There's some tricky pathways. And much like a video game, you have to decide which path you want to go, left or right, to put the Kitana at the top. And it's basically a platformer game. You have to jump from each platform to get to the next section of the level. Each of these platforms use a 2x2 tile stickered on them with directionals. Same goes with the other side as well. And some of them are connected to just a Technic pin. So if you have a minifigure jumping on there, it could easily fall to the right or left. Coming in from the right side will lead you straight to Red Visor. I like the build for this arcade cabinet, which reminds me of the one from the Midway Arcade Dimensions pack. Also, that 2x2 sticker is just amazing. It's a little reference to Super Mario Bros., which LEGO just get me that license already. Jeez. And this is something that you could easily remove and just put into another build if you want to put it into your LEGO City or whatever. And to the right of there, there's these little weapons, which is just a weapon rack. Also some extra weapons at the back in this little container. And that's where you could put those translucent lime green pieces that come in a little bag. And coming in from the left leads you to Sushimi. And there seems to be some kitchen-esque theming to Sushimi's area. Also, these parts right here are a little play feature of their own. First off, each have these stickered pieces on them, and you could launch them just by lifting up this part here, and it drops whichever one's at the front. And honestly, the more I look at this, I think this play feature is a reference to Donkey Kong. You know, they're dropping the barrels, and you gotta go navigate some tough platforming. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. And finally, the ninja will have to climb these little pillars here to get to the top of the temple. And at the top, there's a leaderboard, as well as that slot where the Kitana can be put inside. Just slips in there pretty easily. Turn that Kitana to the left, and the doors open, and the ninja are ready to face Onogami. On the inside, there's two 2x4s that are stickered to say game over. The throne build is pretty simple, where there's a tiled space in the middle to fit a minifigure standing up like Unagami or even sitting down. There's some translucent cones at the back that are on clips so you can move them up and down. It swivels pretty easily. And really, if you want to mess around and swivel with that chair, it's probably best to access it from the back. Which, looking from the back, there's some nice sticker details which are reminiscent of some old video games. But now, since we've played the level, I hope I didn't miss out on any specific detail, so let's just highlight a few more things that caught my eye in this build. First off, I really like how the front part connects via these Star Wars binocular pieces. It's just some nice part usage, if you ask me. And in general, it's really cool that you could just remove this part here, so if you want to display the temple on its own, that's possible too. Another part I like is this front roof section, which has that nice color scheme of the set and uses some unconventional ways of parts where it uses studs not on top techniques, which is kind of cool. More of that is found all the way at the top where that Kitana's at. And I really appreciate the amount of that translucent orange coloring in this set, where they use newer pieces like these blade parts. And I haven't even seen those in different sets in that color before, but apparently they come in the Empire Dragon set. But that is it for the build of this set. Now let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. And the box for this set is that square $70 box size, though the set is $80, and it's so big. Oh my gosh, it's getting out of my review station. And the back highlights various play features in the set. And the instruction booklet is really thick. It's just one whole booklet. And at the end, there is an ad for some of the other sets, but that's about it. So overall, there's many different ways you could take a look at the Temple of Madness. As a play set, I think it's pretty stellar with these different platforming aspects that kind of remind me of a Prince of Persia set. It was called The Quest Against Time, and they took advantage of platforming almost to the extent that they took advantage of platforming in this set. Also, the barrel feature is funny that it harkens back to Donkey Kong, and that Kitana opening up the throne room is really cool. As a display piece, I actually really like how this came out. Ninjago seems to lean on temples a lot, so having a different type of temple build here with some unconventional colors with that digital look really works. I especially like the bright bluish green throughout the build. That color can make any LEGO set pop out. And as a minifigure and parts pack, It's a really good parts pack, but the minifigure selection is probably one of the weaker aspects of the set. It's not bad by any means, but as somebody who likes exclusive figures, usually I expect LEGO to put exclusive figures in bigger sets. So maybe in a way it's good that they didn't put too many exclusives in the set, with the only exclusive being this guy here. But then again, it would have been cool to get like a really awesome design for one of the ninja or anything. But LEGO's doing a pretty good job at including those ninja in cheaper sets, especially with those arcade pods. So if all that considered, yeah, I'd rate this an A. And this wouldn't be a set that I would buy on my own, but I'm really glad LEGO sent it to me because I got to take a closer look at it. And I think I like it a lot better now that I have it in person. But either way, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.